The NUCCA spinal correction process is focused on the connection of the brain and the body through the brain stem, and it all starts with accidents and injuries that can tear loose the connective tissue that holds the spine in place. The upper neck is the most vulnerable to these types of injuries because it's the most movable area of the entire spine. These accidents will begin a cascade of events which can affect the entire body. Even a slight misalignment of the upper neck will lead to a tilting or shifting of the weight of the head slightly away from center. Our heads are between 10 to 14 pounds, and as that head tilts, the brain kicks in reflexes that begin a compensating pattern through the rest of the spine and the central nervous system. These reflexes are in place so we don't just fall over when we get a misalignment of the head and the neck. The problem is, once your body is adapted like this, an inherent weakness has developed, which will allow the spine to break down and lock into a stress position. This is called the Atlas Subluxation Complex Syndrome, or the ASC syndrome. Once the spine is in this misaligned posture, pressure begins to develop, and it is a progressive condition. So the longer the misalignment is present, the more damage is done to the brain, causing chronic pain, fibromyalgia. Blood flow will begin to change from the brain to the body, which can lead to things like migraine headaches, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's, sleep disorders, depression, anxiety, high blood pressure, altered blood sugar, hormone changes, seizure disorders, chronic fatigue, or low energy. The brainstem is a major relay center in the body. If you remember Christopher Reeve, Superman, he was involved in an accident. That injury cut off the power supply from his brain to his body. And many of the major systems below that area did not work properly anymore. If you remember from old movies, the guillotine, that guillotine was always placed right at the level of the atlas area where the life goes into our body from our brain. So this crucial area, the brainstem, controls four main things. It controls our immune system. Altered immune system can lead to things like allergies, frequent colds or flus. It controls our heart. Altered heart function can lead to problems such as heart palpitations, atrial fibrillation, and other things. It can affect our lungs, the respiratory system, leading to issues with asthma and other breathing conditions. And it affects the digestive organs when the brainstem is not working properly, which can lead to problems such as irritable bowel syndrome or IBS, acid reflux, and more. The muscles are also affected by these misalignments. Muscle imbalances and chronic tightness can lead to pain in the neck, lower back, or between the shoulder blades. If the misalignment begins early in life, before the age of 12 commonly, it can lead to scoliosis. The joints are also affected by this uneven weight distribution of the body and chronic muscle tightness, which can lead to stiffness and decreased mobility or even arthritis. The jaw can be affected in the way that it opens and closes. The discs around the spine can get uneven wearing patterns and can lead to degeneration, first in the lower neck and eventually in the rest of the spine, leading to a condition called degenerative disc disease. The nerves are affected by a misaligned spine. Cranial nerves start in the brainstem area, go into the ears, eyes, nose, and throat. Can lead to problems with tinnitus or ringing in the ears, hearing loss, dizziness or vertigo, ear infections, Meniere's disease, and more. Sinus problems can be caused by chronic misalignments in the upper neck, blurred vision, and even something called trigeminal neuralgia, as that nerve is affected going into the face. The nerves going down into the arms and the legs can also be affected, leading to things like numbness, tingling, weakness in the arms or legs. These misalignments can also be an underlying hidden cause of conditions like carpal tunnel syndrome, sciatica. When the spine is not properly aligned, you'll also have an uneven weight distribution commonly, as much as 30 to 50 pounds unevenly distributed to one side of your body compared to the other. This one-sided weight distribution can lead to problems such as chronic knee issues or hip issues, ankle problems, foot problems, even things like chronic plantar fasciitis and more. Brain-body communication is altered as a result of this misalignment of the atlas. The main computer is malfunctioning, basically, and it's affecting the whole network throughout our entire body. Think of it like a circuit breaker. Circuit breaker is set up with a main power switch at the top and the fuses coming up and down all the way down that spinal column. In our body, our circuit breaker is right at the atlas. If that one is tripped, nothing works down below the same way. That is what an atlas misalignment is like for our bodies. And that's exactly what NUCCA doctors correct. The entire system is affected when the body is misaligned, altering God's design and leading to diminished health. So what is NUCCA? It's the first step to wellness.